repels. I really wonder what you think. Can Domestos wash the polluted waters and toxic carcinogens? Or can Vaseline soften the traumas of violence and rape, child labor, chemical burns, discrimination and racism? Maybe Rexona or Oxy can neutralize greenwashing, shrinkflation, full advertising and so on. Well, Unilever thinks it can. Beneath the silky cream and shiny labels lies not so clean story full of exploitation, toxic products, environmental destruction, human rights violations and the occasional cover-up. Let's rinse off the marketing and see what's really hiding in Unilever's bottles. Let's start with Unilever's Dove, the brand that says it's about real beauty, but in 2017 it launched an ad where a black woman removes her shirt and magically becomes white. And this wasn't the first time. Another Dove ad literally showed a black woman as the before and a white woman as the after. Yikes! Who needs soap when we have 19th century racism repacked in HD? But don't worry, Unilever apologized not for the ad's racism, but because it missed the mark in representing women of color thoughtfully. And let's not forget Fair and Lovely, Unilever's skin lightening cream. For decades, they marketed it across Africa and Asia as a ticket to success, love and self-worth, all thanks to having lighter skin. It's colorism, colonialism and capitalism squeezed into a tube. After public outrage, they rebranded it as Glow and Lovely. Same toxic message, just a woke filter. Unilever loves to call itself sustainable, but it also happens to be one of the world's top plastic polluters. Single-use sachets, billions. Ocean waste, they are practically swimming in it. I bet you didn't hear about a case in India because obviously they don't talk about it in commercials, where Unilever's thermometer factory dumped toxic mercury into the forests of Kodaikanal between 1984 and 2001, poisoning workers and their families. It took 15 years of protests and a viral protest song just to get a half-hearted settlement. Meanwhile, at least 45 workers and 18 of their children reportedly died.
The company employee galaxy. Nani pollu vedana pettukondirke. 6 மாசம் படுத்த படிக்காரு. 6 மாசத்துக்கு அப்புறமாக
Then there's Borneo and Sumatra, where Unilever's palm oil suppliers bulldozed rainforests and wiped out endangered orangutan habitats between 2008 and 2017. Though the environmental damage and accountability debates continue to this day. And over in the US, company was fined millions for dumping untreated chemicals into a Connecticut creek, bypassing environmental protections entirely. Their solution is not recycling, but greenwashing. And in Africa, women on Unilever's tea farms were being sexually exploited by supervisors in exchange for jobs. How about child labor? Unilever was exposed by Amnesty International for sourcing palm oil from plantations where kids as young as 8 were working under hazardous conditions. And let's not forget Kenya, where during political violence in 2007, at least 7 workers were killed and over 50 women were raped on Unilever's tea plantations. Legal responsibility? Definitely not. Suave and Tresemme, ever heard of them? Well, thousands of women use these products on their hair, but actually felt it on their skin. Their Suave Keratin Smoothing Kit was advertised as formaldehyde-free, but guess what? It wasn't. Women reported melting hair and scratched scalps. And Unilever? It quietly pulled the product without warning anyone. A class action followed, and the company paid out $10 million but never admitted wrongdoing. And just when things couldn't get worse, their Tresemme shampoos triggered scalp irritation and hair loss too. And in case your shampoo didn't give you enough chemical exposure, Unilever also sold aerosol sprays contaminated with benzene, which is a known carcinogen. In 2022, Unilever had to recall 19 aerosol products, including Dove, Tresemme, and Suave sprays, after they were found to contain benzene, a chemical linked to leukemia. It wasn't their first benzene scandal that year either. A few months earlier, in March 2022, it had pulled certain Suave 24-hour protection aerosol antiperspirants for the same same issue. Unilever is now facing several class action lawsuits in the US, some still pending as of 2025. And here are the latest scandals. In January this year, Dove soap was declared non-compliant with the EU cosmetics regulation. And then in August 2025, Dove shower gel was withdrawn from sale in the EU because the same reason. Because it contains lilial, a banned substance that can cause infertility, harm a developing fetus, and trigger allergies. Although scientists have been warning about its harmful effects since 2003 and the EU banned its use in 2022, lilial has been used in cosmetics for more than 40 years. Its ice cream brand Ben & Jerry's tried to stop selling in illegal Israeli settlements. Unilever overruled them. Then Ben & Jerry's sued Unilever twice. First in 2021 for muzzling their social justice mission, and again in 2024 for blocking pro-Palestinian messages calling for peace and refugee aid, and threatening to dismantle their board. Instead of backing human rights, Unilever went full corporate crackdown. They fired Ben & Jerry's CEO, overruled the brand's independence, and handed over the business to an Israeli licensee, who kept selling ice cream in the illegal settlements anyway. But wait, there's more. When Ben & Jerry's CEO publicly spoke in support of Palestine, he was arrested during a protest in New York.
They need to let food into Gaza. They need to let food to starving kids.
Now compare that to what happened with Dove, when it was accused of indirectly supporting Russia's war on Ukraine. Unilever quickly pulled the brand out of Russia, released statements, and cleaned up its PR in record time. Apparently, human rights only matter in certain regions.
You know, Russia was something that was a very difficult decision to make.
And just so we are clear, Unilever isn't neutral in all of this. It has deep commercial ties with Israel, where it is operating through its subsidiary Unilever Israel, one of the biggest consumer goods companies in the country. Bright and everyday life for all, says Unilever, unless you are a child worker, a rape survivor, a Palestinian, or just simply a consumer of Unilever's products. Someone who thought that shampoo shouldn't cause cancer. If you are one of the mentioned, then good luck.